Rangers have opened contract talks with Borna Barisic, who's entered the last year of his current contract. And personally, I feel like Barisic should be getting moved on. Um, because I don't think I feel like I don't feel like Yilmaz is the future, and Barisic. I feel like it would be fitting if he left, like the current crop that have just went. We see that Kamara could be going with them. I think Barisic fits into that mould. It's the start of a new era. I'm not saying you'd get a shit ton of money for Barisic, but I don't know, like, how many more years are we going to give him? We're going to give him 2 more years? I would take him up to, he's, 33? And then at that point, he's practically he's unsellable, because I don't think any team's going to come in for him if he's 33, like, for any sort of serious money. So I'm actually surprised we've entered it, but then again, if they can't sell him and no one wants him, and we can still use him, then it probably makes sense from Bill's perspective to do that, if we're being real about it. But goes on to mention a few more signings. But Fabrizio Romano, I'd rather read what he said about these signings, because when he says here we go is right, and he goes on to confirm that Rangers are set to complete deal to sign Sam Lammers this weekend. This week, medicals are scheduled on Wednesday. What day is today, folks? It's Wednesday, so maybe Sam Lammers' deal will be completed later on tonight. You know what? Looks like this is definitely happening, so we gotta back him. Doesn't matter how poor his goal return is, because he could turn it around. We are praying that he turns it around, and that is the bottom line. Also, though, he does go on to say, understand Rangers have also asked for Jonathan Panzo again as new centre-back. Talks are ongoing, but they're also German and English clubs keen on signing him. Yeah, well, I mean, that $2.5 million bid that's being prepared looks like it's going to go through. But there's also a lot of other interest from him, but, he'll come to the famous. He's not going to job out. I've got faith in wee Panzo. Wee Pansy, what's he doing? And also, in case you forgot, Scotland actually in action on Saturday against Norway, and apparently the pitch has been branded horrible and covered in sand. So, not exactly ideal, but hopefully Haaland is still hungover and dying from that Champions League win, and hopefully we can take advantage of that. But if we beat Norway in Norway, that's us at the Euros, man. Because if we didn't after beating them, and then obviously we beat Georgia as well, that would be one of the most monumental bottle jobs of all time. It really would be. But I've got faith. I think. Whoever, it doesn't really matter who it is at the back. Obviously, Suter doesn't look like that's going to happen, but whoever's at the back for Rangers, they'll pocket. Grant Hanley will send Erling Haaland to an early grave. And finally, Ryan Fraser, out of contract. Looks like he's going to be leaving. It's like out of contract. I don't think he's out of contract, but I feel like Newcastle is willing to rip it up. and Rangers can kill two birds with one stone. There's a £7 million gap to fill after Ryan Kent left, and also the fact you can get a homegrown talent. The Scotsman Ryan Fraser. Personally, I would stay away from Ryan Fraser. He seems like a toxic person to have in the dressing room. That's what everybody says at Newcastle. Like, if you listen to any sort of Newcastle fan, so I think he's still a decent player. I mean, he's only 29, so he'd probably give you another good 3 or 4 years. But I feel like Ryan Fraser's best is behind him, and he doesn't even get picked for the Scotland squad anymore. So I think that sums up where Ryan Fraser is these days. But anyway, guys, leave your thoughts down below. Will Borna Barisic re-sign a contract? Will all these signings be confirmed this week? And could we potentially get Ryan Fraser? I'm not too sure.